Hey, what's going on, everybody? In case you guys didn't know, this shop, High Fish Gear, used to be a pawn shop back in the day. And I spent over 10 years buying and selling everything from paintings to ukuleles to fishing gear. That was one of my favorite things. When somebody would walk in with fishing gear, I would have to learn quickly how much something is worth and whether it would be something I could be able to sell. So I gained a pretty good knack for finding out what things are worth. And I'm going to share some of that with you right now as I review Facebook Marketplace ads. It's a new Craigslist. Back in the day, some of you old timers, Craigslist was the place to get deals. Facebook Marketplace is where it's at now. I'm going to show you quickly. I'm going to review some posts that I see in my local neighborhood Facebook Marketplace. And hopefully, maybe some of the sellers might be able to take something from it. Maybe they'll see why I say their prices are too high or maybe even too low. And also as a buyer, I'll be able to teach you guys something to be on the lookout for. So we're going to get started in Facebook Marketplace. This is usually what I do is I just type in fishing. Unless I'm looking for something specific. If I'm looking for fishing poles, I can do it. But let's just see what it brings us today. I got this little white bar over here on the side. That's for to block out the seller's information. I'm not trying to put anybody on blast. I'm hoping that everybody can learn a little something from this. Let's check out this one right here. I saw this one posted a little while ago. So this is fishing rods and tackle with backpack. You got a backpack full of some fishing gear. I'm pretty sure it's going to have some soft baits. I can see a little plastic bags and this stuff in there. Maybe some swivels. Maybe pretty much everything you need to go whipping or dunking in the bag. Hopefully there's some lead and things like that. Price, unfortunately, little bit high. It says buy all for $350. There's an 11-foot, a 7-foot, and 70-inch rod and reels, backpack filled with assorted tackle. What I'm looking at, I even zoomed in on the reels, and they all look like what I kind of consider lower end rods and reels. Those rods, I mean, combos, no more than $100 for the big one, $75 to $80 for the other ones. But these do look used. They already got line on it and all that. I probably wouldn't pay more than $150 to $200 for this, and it would have to be really good stuff in that bag. The backpack is nice, but I've noticed when selling things along the way, when something gets sweat on or kind of used a lot, people are kind of a little bit hesitant to pay close to full price. I think if you wanted to sell this quickly, you probably drop the price down to about $150. It's a big drop, but you know, it's not a, for $350 it's kind of steep. This one's kind of interesting. This is actually, looks like somebody cleaned out a garage. Some old rods they probably don't know a whole lot about. Really old but really good condition poles and reels. $20 for each pole. Golden brown, already sold. $25 for the Ulua pole. By the way, I'm looking at it. It looks like it could possibly be a Fenwick rod, a Fenwick one piece. That would probably be worth restoring. It's got that mustard orange. Might be a Fenwick, might be a Saber. I wouldn't know without really being able to look closely at it. But for $25, that's an outstanding deal for that rod. You see it's got the old school rod clamp on it and what used to be an old rope wrap. But the rods and the reels, they're kind of outdated. They're probably going to be one piece, a little bit hard to move around. Most of them look like stand-up boat rods. Not bad for, you know, $20, but I would say $10 would probably be a better price. These are the kind of things you pick up at a swap meet for like $10, $15 just to kind of get rid of them because they take up space. But that's not a bad deal for $25 for that one piece Ulua pole. That can be stripped down, rewrapped, reglassed, and it could turn into a treasure. Okay, I think I saw this one posted a couple weeks ago. I always scan it over Facebook Marketplace. This is actually a pair of Torium 50s. Very solid slide bait reels, very well renowned. This is the previous generation, not the current generation darker. This is the one that people have been using for a lot longer. And they're still great reels. Good gear ratio, great line capacity, good solid Shimano reels. He's asking $500 for the pair. If I recall, MSRP was about $300 before they stopped making them and they moved over to the other ones. So price in this condition, my opinion, of course, a little bit on the steep side. One of them looks good to go with the full spool of line. The one on the right looks like it's missing a few hundred yards of line on the top of it. You probably need to re-spool it. I also see this white in the line, which means that that's probably salt crystals from where the salt water hit and wasn't rinsed off. That's a kind of a not necessarily a red flag, maybe an orange flag where you got to kind of take warning. If I was looking for Torium 50s, I'd probably be interested in these. Guys asking 500. It's been up for 5 weeks. I would probably throw out an offer. I wouldn't pay more than $400 for this pair. You guys got to keep in mind, a lot of these guys post up a higher price because they know all the low ballers are going to come in. I don't think the guy would turn down a $400 offer on those. That's a decent offer, but you know, every seller is a little bit different. But the condition's a little rough. You see some deep scratches on the side, some what I call truck rash, kind of when you place your rods and reels into the rods and reels into the back of the truck, they get a little bit dinged up. But if they felt smooth, $400 is not a bad price. Oh, this is a Tanacom 1000. Just that one picture of the outside of the box, not a picture of the reel. I don't even remember what the retail on this reel was. Actually, I know the seller. Hey, no bust my balls on this one, yeah? Won't waste time responding to trades or lesser offers. Meet up in Ewa Beach. Let's check and see what the MSRP is on a Tanacom 1000. MSRP on a Tanacom 1000, $800. I know the seller personally. I know that reel is probably in immaculate condition. It says new in box. It's $100 off for retail. If I was specifically looking for that reel, it's not a bad price. This one, let me check the brand on this one. 856 stubby, all rollers bent, but good condition, 140 or best offer. Let me see if it shows. Does it show what class? Oh, it's a 50 to 80 class. So if you got a 50 to 80 Tiagra or a 50 to 80 International, this would be kind of the rod you're looking for. I know everybody like matchy, but some of us only get like one reel, and we're looking for a good solid rod. I don't see the maker on it, but for a 50 to 80 class rod with roller guides and aluminum butt, that's actually a decent deal. Even if it's an off-brand, as long as the rating is correct, it is a 50 to 80 class reel rod. That's not a bad deal for 140 bucks, considering the aluminum butts. Even the off-brands are like $60 to $70 just for the butt and the ferrule and all that stuff where you put the reel seat on. And it does look like a pretty decent condition rod with good roller guides and that swivel tip. $140 is not a bad deal for that. Fishing rod and reel, please read description. All right. Looks like a older rod and reel. Serious inquiries cash must be able to pick up. All right, wholesale's final. Yeah, for $40, it doesn't look like exactly like too great of a deal. The reel looks like it's kind of rough around the edges. Yeah, it's pretty rough. I mean, it'll get the job done. It's an older Zebco rod. Back in the day, those were decent. The reel is kind of bust up. $40. It's, to me, it probably would be best off for about a $20. This says cash only firm on that. That's a $20 combo at the swap meet. You know, something if you're just looking for a foot around rod. Okay, here we go. Let's get into a Newell. Okay. This is going to be a S Series 344 -3.6. Yeah, so a lot of guys make some big mistakes when they buy their first Newells without really doing their homework. This is a lower desirable 300 series reel because it's got a for a reel this size, the 3.6 to 1 gear ratio is kind of undesirable. It's a small bearing cap. That also works against it. There's no bearing cap on the gear side. It's a small bearing cap on the clicker. Somebody might have probably overpaid for this and just trying to get rid of it because they realize it's not a great reel. $300 is absolutely too high. You know, keep in mind they might just be throwing it up because they know low ballers are going to do their low balling, but this reel specifically kind of on the undesirable side because of the lower speed ratio. The average gear ratio for the 300 series should be 5:1. Those are the ones that are more desirable here in the neighborhood. Great width on the reel. Great size for bait casting. It's a 40 to 50 pound test reel. But with that 3.6:1, it's slower than an older Jigmaster. So it is on the undesirable side. I would not personally pay more than $150 for this reel, just because on a used market it won't go past $200. And my apologies, I think I might know the seller. Sorry, Abra. All right, here's some Ulua poles. Let's check out the Ulua poles. What do we got? I can already see nitro. Looks like a pink nitro heavy action and a blue, metallic blue heavy action. I'm not even looking at the price yet. Okay, heavy action pink. I can already see some sun fading on the wrap on the butt. So, it's probably like going to be an older generation. You got a Penn Senator 4.0, a Torium 50. There's a good price for the Torium 50. Okay, the blue is 180, the pink is 200. Okay, the pink priced a little too high. The blue is kind of where, like, that quick sell point. Oh, they look pretty cherry, actually. They look like pretty decent condition. There's the Torium 50 for 200. I can't tell if that's water or deep scratches, but 200 is a great starting point for that Torium 50. The Penn Senator 160, a little bit on the high side. Oh wait, if you take all deals for 600. 600, let me break that down. 150, 153, 100, 4. 600 is a okay deal. Okay, like I wouldn't feel bad about taking that deal. To take all the rods, you break down the rods to 150 each, which is 300. That 4.0 Senator USA made, if it's nice and smooth, is a $100 reel. And the Torium 50 for 200 is not a bad price. So you're at 600. I would personally like to get it a little bit cheaper, but 600 is not a bad price for that combo. 2 heavy action nitros, 1 USA made Penn 4.0, and 1 Torium 50 for 600 is not a bad deal. All right, let's check this one out. This is a Battalion 12-foot. He's asking 150 for it. Last time I checked, this thing retails for $170 retail. Hey, yeah, right there. Look at that. It's bought from our shop. Decent lure rating. You can convert these to make your own like budget Ulua poles. 20 to 40 pound tests. Medium game rods. Papio oil. Still get the tags. Rod's brand new. Never been used. 150 on 170. If you were looking specifically for that rod, that's a pretty damn good deal. $20 off for retail. All right, let's take a look at this $400 fishing setup. We got $400. It's got a Penn Battalion 2. That's the $220 rod. You got a Daiwa Sea Line X50 SHA. That's a $150 rod or reel. So we're already at $350. You got a Kuma Avenger AV610, rock spike, sand spike, tackle box for everything, complete knot separating. Let's check it out. Battalion Ulua pole, got reflective tape on it, sea line, a little bit rough around the edges. Rock spike, sand spike. You got a handful of claw lead, aerator, some lights, fishing scale, Avenger spinner. Oh, you got some slides and stuff. It starts getting a little bit better. On a used market, that rod's about $150. That reel in that condition on a used market, probably gonna be about a $80, $90. We'll give it on the higher end, $90. Then you have that Avenger reel is a $15 reel. And I trust me, when I'm talking about these prices, I'm talking about moving quickly, not sitting and waiting for the right buyer. This is to get it going real quickly. The Battalion. And then you got some assorted tackle, rock spike, sand spike. Those are about $25 for the combo. You got the scale, the aerator, about $10 worth of line, we'll call it, or $10 worth of lead. Yeah. Based on everything there, for sale, firm, no trades. Yeah, and it's been up for 3 days. Nobody bit right away. It's not necessarily a good deal. I'd say $300 to $350 would probably be a better price for that. This is going to be a Jigmaster, USA made. Is that? I think it might even be. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a Newell kit on this reel. This is a USA made Jigmaster. That's a Newell kit. You got a Newell spool, Newell crossbars. I can't tell if this is the yellowfin kit. If it is a yellowfin kit, $75 is an outstanding deal. Jump on it right away. It's been listed for 3 days. If it's the basic Jigmaster set, $75, still not a bad price for this reel. That's actually got a Newell kit on it, and the person didn't mention it. So, guy doesn't know what he has, brah. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know what I got. $75 is a good deal for that price, considering it's got a Newell kit on it. Oh, here we go. The best Stradic ever made. This is a Shimano Stradic FJ 4K. He's asking $130 for it. $130. It has 30-pound 8-strand braid on it. Everything good to go. I hardly used it. Just sell it. Any lowball offers will be blocked. I'm looking at the condition. Got a little bit of wear and tear. It's actually better condition than mine. How come the knob is opaque? That's kind of, I want to know about that. How come it's white? Mine is still silver. But it's a 4K. It's not a great deal, but it's not a bad deal. He says he doesn't want any lowball offers, so I don't know. It says any lowball offers. If you try to offer 60, it's gonna block you. But that's a great model. I probably wouldn't pay more than $100 for it though. I wouldn't pay more than $100 for it. But at $130, I don't know if the guy's gonna block you if you offer 100, yeah. But that's a great model. My first new reel that I ever bought was a Stradic FJ. I bought a 4K, but I upgraded it to a 5K by adding the handle and the spool. Let's see. This is a Penn Senator cheap. That is not the wide. Let me see. It's a USA made. USA made for sure. $80 is not a bad price for a USA made, but it's not a wide. If you're looking for a reel to upgrade, maybe put a wider kit on. Maybe put a Hawaiian wide kit on. This would be a great starting point. That's a USA made 113. It's got the power handle on it. $80 is not a bad price at all. All right, so here's a good one. We got two Torium 30 HGs. I see a list price of $520. If you were looking for brand new Torium 30 HGs, it says or best offer. Hopefully the guy's got the receipt from the store. If he doesn't have the receipt from the store, maybe throw a lower offer. But I would say $480 would be a really, really good price, because that's $60 off of MSRP, $30 off a reel each. Maybe, you know, depending on how long it's been up. It's only been listed for like 2 hours now. Maybe start $450. Guy might ignore me. Oh, yeah, actually, I know the seller. And then also one more thing, just to say, whenever you guys meet somebody, when you're selling something or if you are buying something, try to meet in a public place. All right, try to meet somewhere where you're comfortable. Maybe someplace where they're comfortable. A lot of times sellers will go to like their nearest McDonald's, meet in a parking lot, or the parking lot of a supermarket, and things like that. I even tell people if they want to meet in front of my shop where I have surveillance cameras, pull up right to the front, do your deals in the front, stop by and spend some of that money when you guys sell stuff. No big deal. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If this video gets 3,000 views, I'll make another one. No one's safe. I'm gonna go through Facebook Marketplace on Oahu, and I'm gonna criticize all you guys' listings. Nah. I'll be respectful. But you know, maybe give you guys some hints on making offers. But don't be that low baller, bro. Nobody likes the low baller. I hate it. People get tired of it. Buying and selling on Facebook Marketplace can be kind of complicated. You got to have a thick skin. You also got to be prepared to get ignored. And then all kinds of stuff where somebody says, yeah, I'll hold it till you get off work. Sold already. Or somebody offered me more money. It is what it is. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. And like I said, if it gets 3,000 views, I'll make another video. Mahalo for watching. Aloha.